This is the war followed by the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001, and eliminated its safe haven by removing the Taliban from power. U.S. President George W. Bush demanded that the Taliban hand over Osama bin Laden. The Taliban requested that Osama bin Laden leave the country, but declined to extradite him without evidence of his involvement in the 9/11 attacks. The United States refused and created Operation Enduring Freedom on October 7, 2001, with the United Kingdom. Operation Enduring Freedom is the official name used by the U.S. government for the war in Afghanistan. On May 2, 2011, U.S. Navy SEALs killed Osama bin Laden in Pakistan. The NATO leaders endorsed an exit strategy for withdrawing their forces. In May 2014, the United States announced that its combat operations would end in 2014. As of 2013, tens of thousands of people have been killed in the war. "9/11 was a series of 4 coordinated terrorist attacks. 2 of the planes, Airline Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175, were crashed into the north and south towers of the World Trade Center. The 3rd plane, American Airline Flight 77, crashed into the Pentagon, and the 4th plane, United Airline Flight 93, was targeted for Washington, D.C., but was crashed into a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Almost 3,000 people died in the attacks. It was also the deadliest incident for firefighters and law enforcement officers. 343 were killed and 72 were killed respectively. Osama bin Laden initially denied any involvement in the attacks, but in 2004 he claimed responsibility for all of them. The destruction of the Twin Towers caused serious damage on Lower Manhattan and had a significant effect on the global market and closed Wall Street until September 17th. Many memorials have been created because of 9/11. The World Trade Organization deals with the global rules of trade between nations. Most of the issues that the World Trade Organization focuses on derive from previous trade negotiations, especially from the Uruguay Round. The organization is attempting to complete negotiations on the Doha Development Round, which was launched in 2001 with an explicit focus on addressing the needs of developing countries. Another objective of the Doha Development Round was to lower trade barriers around the world. As of July 2012, there were various negotiation groups in the World Trade Organization system for the current agriculture trade negotiation, which is in the condition of stalemate. Thriller, Beat It, and Billie Jean were just a few of his famous songs. Him and his brothers started a group called the Jackson 5. They sang I Want You Back, ABC, and I'll Be There. He had 13 number 1 singles in the United States in his solo career. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2 times. He won 13 Grammy Awards, 26 American Music Awards, more than any other artist. He also won Artist of the Century and Artist of the 1980s. Michael Jackson won hundreds of awards, making him the most awarded recording artist in the history of popular music. While preparing for his comeback concert titled This Is It, he died from intoxications on June 25, 2009, after suffering from cardiac arrest. His death triggered a global outpouring of grief, and a live broadcast of his public memorial service was viewed all around the world by many people. The Tea Party movement is known for advocating a reduction in the U.S. national debt and federal budget deficit by reducing U.S. government spending and taxes. It has sponsored multiple protests and supported various political candidates since 2009. The movement has been called a mix of conservative, libertarian, and populist groups. Different polls have found that a little more than 10% of Americans identify as a member. The name refers to the Boston Tea Party of 1773. The anti-tax protesters have used the original Boston Tea Party as their inspiration.